Hi Flosstube, it's Kim Chamberlain, the Canaltown Stitcher, and I would just like to welcome you to a Stitch With Me video. It has been a very long time since I have filmed a Stitch With Me video, so I'm really excited that I actually have some time tonight that I can spend with you. I don't know how great the lighting is going to be. My husband took the lamp that I used to use out, and so we're going to just see how it goes. I hope everybody is having a really, really good night. It's cold here. I live in Jacksonville, North Carolina, and tonight's high is only going to be like 12, which it never gets this cold here, so we're a little worried about things. Obviously making sure that, the house is warm enough. This is a stocking. This is by, it's Christmas Stocking Reindeer, and it is by Happy Nest. Cross stitch on Etsy. And I will show you what it looks like. I'm stitching this for my husband. He does not know that I'm stitching it for him. It's gonna look like this. Oops. Here I'm knocking into my, sorry if you're rocking a little bit. It's gonna look like that. Oh my goodness, it's like hard to get it in to the frame, but that's what it's gonna look like. I'm filming on my phone, which I don't normally film my Stitch With Me videos on my phone. I usually do it on my iPad, but I wanted to be able to see the pattern a little bit better. I use Good Notes for my cross stitch because I have an iPad. I know that it doesn't pay attention to how many stitches I've done, but I've done about 50% of this, I would say. If it's not 50%, it's super close to it. I'm stitching it with DMCs. And this is a piece of 25 count Lugana. And I cannot remember for the life of me what the shade is. I think it's like, I don't know. Neutral or something like that. Sorry. For some reason I can't thread this needle right now. And I don't know why. I never have trouble threading the needle. I'm a licker. I know that a lot of people think that that's gross, but that's me. I wonder if I should get my magnifier with my light. Because it is darker in this corner now that he took that lamp away. Oh my goodness. All right, hang on, guys. Sorry. Normally, this is super quick. But if I were to be honest, I would tell you that it's a little harder to see. All right, I got it. So as you can see, I am stitching this in hand. I really wish that my lighting was a little better. I'm gonna have to be like, I might have to just move the chair. I think the problem is that the stand is like blocking the light. And you guys can't see it that well. So the last time I did a stitch with me, I was stitching on the Mario sampler. I finished that actually, and I'm going to be framing that for Adam for Christmas. It's going to be one of his Christmas presents. Although I could probably frame it and send it to my friend Liz, because her husband actually collects gaming things. Yeah, I might have to move. So it is definitely hard for me to see what I'm doing. Today is Friday, December 6th. The oldest just turned 20 on Wednesday. I am gonna move. I just do not like this lighting. Hang on. We'll come back. Oh my goodness, that's a lot better. I can see that so much better. Okay. Yes. All right. Sorry for all the jostling too. Eventually I get more comfortable and then it's easier. I think I went down one too many. I did. You know what that means, guys? It means I have to take these beautiful stitches out. Came down one stitch, like one hole too far. I'll get the hang of this again. It has really been a minute since I filmed a Stitch With Me video. I think I need to lower this chair. If it's up high or not, I can't. It is. There we go. Now I have a lot more room. Okay. I'll just go like this. Eventually I'll get some stitching done tonight. There we go. I could just tell it just didn't feel like it was in the right place. That looks a lot better. So I love to stitch in hand, but it has to be kind of a higher count. And I don't mean like a smaller stitch, I mean like the bigger stitches. I finally finished Flea Market Flowers, you guys. That I also did in a 25 count. I chose 25 count for this one because I wanted the stocking to be big enough to like put stuff in. I was afraid that if I went with like a 14 count, it would be too small. So I really wanted it to be a little bit bigger. So I went with the 25 count. So I've pretty much been stitching on this pretty monogamously for the last week. I pulled it out just after Thanksgiving and started working on it because I would really like this to be done by Christmas Eve. Like fully done, like made into a stocking done. And I know that I won't be able to accomplish that if I'm working on 15 other projects at the same time. Although I do think I'm going to pull out some of my other Christmas whips. Like I have a Madame Chantilly that I would like to work on a little bit. There's the Christmas whip. I have a few Christmas whips. I have all of my Prairie School Santas too that I need to be like seriously working on. I am almost done with the 2004 one. That one is the one that I'm stitching for my son Ethan because he just turned 20. And then I do have one for every year of every child that I have, which is 4 children. And then I might end up making one for Ryan's girlfriend Kristen too, for the year that she was born. Well, she was born in 2006, and so was Ryan. So they can share that one, but I might find a special one that I might stitch for her. Since she is part of our family now. I'm so excited because they're coming for Christmas. I can't wait till they come. I miss Ryan so much. It's like you feel like a whole piece of yourself is somewhere else. And if they watch this, the only complaint I have is that they don't call me enough. But they're young and they get busy, and I understand that. So if it's been a while since I've heard from them, I just call them. I hope you can see this okay. Maybe I should be a little bit closer. Maybe I am too far away from the camera now. Get it up here and you can see it a little better. I'm a little worried about my little one's cough. We're supposed to do the luminaries tomorrow, the cemetery, but I'm a little worried about his cough. He's in Scouts. Just so that you can see this. It's very patterned. So like once I get the pattern down, I don't really even need to have like the actual pattern in front of me. And I know I need 9 of them across. And right now I have almost 8. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7. So you can see I always do a loop start, and I started doing a front start loop a while ago. I don't know how long ago it's been, but a while. I know a lot of people like to stitch with 1 strand, but I love stitching with 2 strands, and my favorite count to stitch on is actually 32 count. I love stitching on 32 count. Can't believe it's already the end of 2024. Feels like just yesterday when this year was starting. I have finished a lot of projects this year. I'm not gonna lie. I really focused on finishing things, not fully finishing. I have a drawer full of things that need to be fully finished, but like actually like finishing things. So I've whittled down my whips by a lot. And I do have some new starts planned. I have to get things ordered so that I can do some of the new starts on New Year's Eve. So last year on New Year's Eve, my dad was sick. We were driving back and forth to the hospital all day. So I did not get a lot of those new starts done like I had wanted. If you want to share what you're stitching on when you're stitching with me, I would appreciate that. I love to learn what you're stitching on and what you're working on, and please, feel free to say hi to me. I know it's not a live hi, but I always try to respond to my comments, and I really do appreciate them, and the likes and the shares and all of that stuff. Hit the notification bell, I guess. That's what you say when you want people to know that you've reposted a video. I am doing WhipGo, and I will film a video with my WhipGo board and all those WhipGo projects. I'll probably do that closer to the new year. You might be asking yourself, how do you know when to stop pulling through? Well, I feel for the thread. I always have both of my fingers, and then I feel for the thread. And then I always do 1 whole stitch before I continue on with the rest when I do a start with a cut piece. But I'm not doing a loop start. And maybe when I do the next one, I'll actually show you like how I hold it. So tonight we went to church and we got to watch our very first ordination of a new minister, and it was such a lovely service. We really enjoyed it. That is not going to be in the right spot. because that's not in the right spot. Well, here we go to all this frogging tonight. I thought I was going to get a good 20 minutes of stitching in. Got a good 10 minutes of trying to thread a needle, and now I'm frogging. Oh, such is life sometimes, I guess, right? I have had so much stress in the last month. I think I'm going to bake some Christmas cookies tomorrow. I can't believe I put this in the completely wrong spot. Here we go again. Good thing I noticed it when I did. It would be super annoying. Oh, there, and I said I was going to show you how I did it, and then I didn't. Liar. I'll try to remember for the next one. What are your favorite Christmas cookies? I'm making these snowball cookies that I make every year. They're like pecan puffs. I'm going to make those. And then my husband loves like thumbprint cookies and spritz cookies, like any real butter cookie. And then I thought this weekend I might venture and make some molasses cookies or some gingerbread cookies. Like both of those cookies tend to be well received in this house. Oh my goodness, he will not stop coughing. I'm starting to get a little worried about him. He told me tonight that he fell asleep in church. I told him that's okay. I've fallen asleep in church before too. He was like, it was so perfect. The lighting was perfect. The monotone voices were perfect. It was warm in there. He said, what do you expect? It was like the perfect conditions for a nap. Oh. Now, a lot of people have said that when they are stitching like this, they sometimes get knots, and I just want to share what I do. When I notice it's starting to get tangled, I just twist it a little bit, and that tends to get rid of whatever knot was in it. Oh, I'm going to a stitchy retreat. My first one ever. It is in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and I'm going February 7th through the 9th. So it is a beach retreat. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it's from Barefoot Needle Arts. And I have never been to a cross-stitching retreat before, so I have absolutely no idea what to expect, but I am super excited to go and make some new friends. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need to check my chart. I thought I needed 9 of these. I think 9 is going to be too many. I need to start really paying attention to what I'm doing because I'm second guessing myself. I'm like, did I put that in the right place? Pretty sure I did though. So has anybody been watching anything interesting lately? I've actually gone back and started watching a whole bunch of wife swap episodes from like 2004. And we watched them when my husband and I watched them when we were first married and before we had any children. And so it is so funny to think that these kids, like some of them that were like teenagers when the show aired, are like in their late 30s now. Isn't that crazy? I was like, oh my goodness, I think that one's like 35. Look at me. I'm going to squeeze this right out of here. This is how much string I have. I squeezed it right in. Look at that. Get my money's worth out of this one. Anyway, some of them have been really fun to watch, like the hairstyles from the early 2000s. The houses. And how they're decorated. Parenting styles, though, they're still just as controversial today. For some reason, everybody thinks that it's their right to like tell other people how to be a parent. Aside from people doing like something like dangerous or abusive, it's really important to let parents just be parents. And what right do we have as individuals to tell somebody else that they're doing it wrong? I just feel like, let people make mistakes and let them, raise children in their own way. We don't need to be so judgy, I guess. It's like really the way that I see it. I mean, obviously, if there's a child that's in danger or anything like that, I'm a mandatory reporter. So, like, if I notice something that I think needs to be reported, obviously I would report it. But, like, as far as, like, do you swaddle or not swaddle? Do you breastfeed or do you bottle feed? Do you use cloth diapers or disposable diapers? Do you believe in, the swing? Or are you a no-swing family? I don't know. Like, for some reason, I've noticed anyways that this, as a society, not you or me, like personally, but just as a society as a whole, like if people do things differently than you do, like some people think that it's their like right to like say you're doing it wrong. And I don't know. I just don't agree with that. I think parents have the right to make their own decisions about what they need to do for their children and what's right for their children. And as long as their child is getting plenty of love and has everything that they need, who am I to say that they're doing something wrong? And obviously, if I have opinions, I'm going to keep them to myself because I just don't feel like you should be voicing every little opinion you have about everything. There. I'm off my soapbox now. Back to just the regular stitching. My goodness, next week is full of Christmas concerts. We have a concert on the 9th, the 10th, the 12th, and the 15th. So my daughter plays the cello and the trombone. My son plays the clarinet. And of course, they're not in the same band yet. I mean, next year they would have been, but she's graduating before Adam even gets into high school. Grace is on an early grad track, so she's actually graduating a whole year early. Which is working, it's going to work out okay because she's going to end up going to college at the community college here for a year. Just take those, simple college classes before she goes on to take a 4-year degree. She wants to be a doctor, so she's got a lot of schooling ahead. That's what she wants, so. Now I think I'm going to have to refer to my pattern because I'm not exactly sure where this goes next. There's 8. Let me see here. Got to look at the pattern. Okay, so there's 8 there. Okay. All right. Did not want to do that. Sorry if what I'm doing is off camera. Just trying to I don't want to waste too much. Gotta get so that I can, oops. Thanksgiving last week was a little bit of a fiasco. I do all the cooking. And my husband did a lot of cleaning. And then somebody that was supposed to come over decided not to come last minute, which that wasn't really a big deal. Like, I didn't really care too much about that. It was just when you work really hard, and the reason that they decided not to come was so silly. But my children were here, all but one. My son Ryan. Oh, wait. That's not how that goes. Oh, yes, it is. Oh, goodness. It's getting late. Look at me, tempting fate again with this string. Anyways, it worked out okay. We had a nice Thanksgiving anyway. I ate way too much of it. I don't know if I've ever shared on this channel or not, but I have diabetes and have been diagnosed with diabetes for the last 4 years. My husband was just recently diagnosed with diabetes in September. So I've been trying to do better by keeping my blood sugars low. And with the holidays, it's always hard. It just is. And anybody that has diabetes knows. And there's a stigma around diabetes too. People assume that you have it because you're overweight, but that's not always true. And in my case, my sister has it and my mother had it and I have it, and the likelihood that my youngest sister is going to have it is very high. And none of us are extremely overweight. I mean, I am overweight for sure, but my sisters, my younger sister and my older sister, neither one of which are super overweight. So it's not always because you're overweight. Sometimes it's because, you have a family history of it. And so I get really frustrated because the first thing that the doctors say to you, when you go to, seek treatment, is that you need to lose weight. Now, mind you, I need to lose weight. I know that I need to lose weight, but I still get really frustrated sometimes because I don't have to lose that much weight. I do have to lose some weight, but not too much. I look at myself in the mirror and I don't feel like I'm, in a bad place. I feel like I'm pretty average. I mean, I've had 4 children. I've got, the belly from that. I've got 40 plus years of life on this body. And I feel like, I'm a beautiful person. And I think everybody has the right to feel that way. And I don't think anybody should be feeling as if it's their fault. Especially when it's not always their fault. I don't know. Sometimes I think I talk too much in these videos too. Scaring all of you guys away. try not to get too controversial, but I do have thoughts and opinions on things, I guess. At any rate, we're trying to be healthier. That's what all that was meant to say. Like, we're just trying to be healthier overall. Not eat too many sweets. Not eat too much bread. Trying to tone it back a little bit. Oh my goodness, somebody needs to let the dog out. He keeps ringing his doorbell. If you like to watch Stitch With Me videos, I have a couple that I can recommend for you. I love Gemma Stitches. I watch her all the time. She also stitches with talking, but she stitches on Hades. I only have one Hade, and I don't know that I could be stitching on that while I'm talking to you because it takes a lot of concentration for me, but I love her work. She does beautiful work, and her projects take a long time, obviously, because they're Hades, but she finishes them on camera with you, and I think that that's just so cool. I am coming down to the last of this part of the row, and then I have to change colors for the other part of the pattern. The other one that I really enjoy watching is Stitchery Lovers. Amy from Stitchery Lovers. She also stitches on Hades, but the difference between the two is that Stitchery Lovers plays like a classical music throughout her video. And sometimes I like to do that instead of having the talking. But I also do enjoy the talking part too as well. So there's the dark green in that row. So now, tie this off. And then start on the lighter green. Which I'm going to need to follow the pattern on because I'm not going to remember how to do it until I really learn the pattern. This has been a lot of fun to stitch, by the way. I've really enjoyed this, and I put like 5 more of them in my cart so I can make one for each one of my kids and one for Kristen too. This is stitching up pretty easily. So I had started this like, I don't know, maybe last year. I can't even remember. I'd have to go back to my Flosstubes and watch them to really remember when I started this. I think it was sometime last year. And I had only done the very top. Hang on. I'm trying to just thread this. That one a lot faster. So I'd only done this part like up here, and I only had like half of it done. Like you couldn't even see all the X. So then I started working on this last Friday, Black Friday, and I worked on it for a few hours in the morning, and then I've been working on it every day since for a few hours. And actually, this was the most stitch heavy part, this right here, these Christmas trees. But the rest of them are stitching up pretty easily. So, and we are on the Hope and Pray ship with this we're hoping and praying that this fits on this piece of cloth. If not, it's just going to be a beautiful Christmas piece. And I will just figure out how to frame it a different way. But I'm pretty sure that it will fit. All right, so we're all the way back over here, this side of the world. Sorry, I'm not doing as much talking. I'm right now trying to learn this pattern. Plus, I do know that some of you like to hear the sound of the floss as it goes through the Well, guys, I think I only have about maybe 5 or 10 more minutes left in me before my eyes start getting really tired. All of a sudden, I just feel so sleepy. I do plan to do a floss tube maybe on Sunday when they're watching the Bills game. I don't really watch football that much, but my husband has started to really get into it. All of a sudden, I'm starting to feel a little stuffy myself. So again, if you really feel inclined or you would like to, just click like and subscribe. Maybe leave me a comment what you're stitching on. I am really looking forward to getting this done. I should be filming a Flosstube, like an update video coming up soon. All right, let's do a little show here. So here it is in all of its glory. It's looking fantastic. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for stopping in and saying hi to me today. Please, again, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you want to see more of me. Comment on the video, say hi to me, mention to me what you're stitching. I'm, excited to know what everybody else is working on. And I really hope everybody has a really good weekend, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.